take a sip first.
Okay.
Because you don't want to like sip it while you're chewing on it, because then so just take a sip first, and then go ahead and
Take a bite.
take a bite.
Bro.
There it is. That's it. And that's the new and improved blueberry crumble, because we had that last year.
Yeah.
Because all of our
Why am
flavors
I
are
crying,
seasonal,
bro?
huh?
Oh man.
That's blessing my soul, bro. I appreciate you.
You did that, man.
Absolutely, man.
Welcome to the Beverage Club Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Cakes, and today we have a guest that creates protein desserts that bless your taste buds and feed your post-workout cravings. Please welcome the man that prepares, bakes, and delivers your Smitty Cakes, Brian Smith.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Thank you for coming on the spot.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It has.
When we crossed paths at Legacy Gym, and I saw you come with a big bag, and you had a little small conversation with Leo, and you said, "Oh, cool." You start stacking it, and I was like, "What are these?" And you said, "They're Smitty Cakes." I'm like, "Oh, my wife knows you," so that's how that happened.
Right. Small world, man. Funny enough, being what I used to do, and a lot of folks have gravitated towards like what I do now, and who've known me before when I wasn't a baker. So
yeah. No, that's dope. How did you create Smitty Cakes? Like, what was the idea behind it? What sparked it? And what is it?
It's not a tricky question. It's a loaded question though, because this is not anything I ever wanted to do. Like, when I say ever, like, I mean ever. Like, I hated baking with a passion. Like, I could not stand. Don't get me wrong, I love cooking. Like, my thing is, I'm gonna throw a dry rub on, get a nice marinade, let it sit in the fridge for 24 to 36 hours, really let the juices soak in, and throw whatever it is that I need to throw on the smoker, or, the barbecue grill, or whatever the case may be, the Blackstone, that's my thing. And I tell people all the time, God wanted to teach me patience, so he made me a baker.
Got it.
And it's not just the process and actually the patience that it takes, because baking does take patience, right? Like, you can't just throw something together like you could, like an egg burrito in the morning. You know what I mean? But yeah, God wanted to teach me patience, so he made me a baker, and it really all started during the pandemic. So I used to be a full-time personal trainer, strength and conditioning coach, and at the height of what I had going on, I was, a trainer at a personal training facility. I had bounced around, like, just to predate it. Like, I used to work retail. I was a manager for Dick's Sporting Goods. Left that to go to the fitness industry. And what I wanted to do, I became a fitness counselor at what was Gold's Gym, is now EOS. So I started there.
Right there at Murrieta Hot Springs.
Yeah, actually, that's the place that I worked. When it was Gold's Gym, I was there. 3 weeks in, I became an assistant GM. 6 weeks in, I became the general manager. So, did that. But I really felt within the corporate gym structure, there just wasn't I really wanted to impact lives and change people's lives, and just really, like, I'm a people person, right? And I connect with energy and all that other stuff, but it wasn't beneficial, because nothing against the corporate gym structure, but that structure is designed to just, I hate to say this, but they put people on EFT. So you get a gym membership, boom, they put you on a 6-month, 12-month contract for personal training, and that's where they make the majority of their money, right?
What's EFT?
EFT means electronic funds transfer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I'm speaking in acronyms. I got so many acronyms, but so they put you on EFT, and I'm just speaking the language because that was the goal.
Yeah. And
the further I got into that atmosphere, I realized, this is not really what I want to be doing. So I left that, went to UFC. At UFC, I was personal training director. And I remember one day I looked up, I had been with the company for 10 months. And I looked up and I'm like, I was pulling some reports. And I saw, I never forget, it was $140,376 of revenue that I brought in.
Yeah.
Over 10 months.
Yeah. Wow.
140K. And I'm sitting here like, I didn't make no 140K.
Right.
And I'm thinking like, I'm bringing these people into the gym, and the only reason they're there, they're not there to box, they're to train with me. And so at that point, I realized I want to be the influence in the lives of the people, but I also want to be properly compensated, right?
Right.
And so I left UFC and became a full-time personal trainer in a training facility. Mind you, training 30, 40 different clients, loving what it is that I do, but I didn't have a lot of time, right? Because I'm waking up 4 o'clock in the morning, training somebody at 5 till 11, 12, take a break, come back, train people till 4 or 5 until 9 or 10 at night.
Yeah.
And every training facility that I was at, like, I'm a visionary, right? And I've always had a vision, but I've always been to the point where I had to talk people or adjust my vision to fit into the vision of other people. Because at a training facility, you're at someone's institution. Although you do have your own business as a certified personal trainer, you're still in someone's institution, so there's a cap on the level of creativity that you can have, right? And for me, that just wasn't, I wanted to get out of that shell. So 2019 comes around, and I'm like, okay, I want to open my own gym, but I don't have the finances to open my own gym. But I have a garage. So I'm like, you know what? And this is before the pandemic, before people was working on their garage, all that stuff. You know, God rest his soul, Miguel, the owner of Self-Made, was actually like a silent mentor to me. Like, he's someone that I'm looking at like, okay, Self-Made started in this garage. So Self-Made started in the garage, I can start in the garage. And I was leery about it at first. I remember the last gym I was at, I drove around the block like 4 times before I turned in my keys. And then I turned in my keys and I was leery about it. Talked to my fiance, she's my wife now, but at the time she was my fiance. And I said, I don't know if people are gonna come train with me in the garage. Like, you know what I mean? I'm in this huge, massive training facility and all this other stuff. And she reminded me, she said, people don't train with you because of where you're at, they train with you because of who you are, right? So, turn in the keys, invest all this money, and then 2020 comes. Right, this is the end of 2019. I got pictures and everything. Literally transformed the entire garage, like professional flooring, racks, dumbbells, kettlebells, box jumps, like everything you could possibly think of. Sandbags, sleds, everything. Did it all. Then 2020 comes, and of course the pandemic. We all know what happened in the pandemic. You know, some folks didn't even know if they could cough in the same room, right? And because of that, I lost about 70 to 75% of my income. Because, you know, the majority of my clients were just like, well, I don't know what's going on. And then, you know, we had your local Karens, right? Who were like, oh, you're training people? I see. They're following your stories to see if you're training people.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be shut down, blah, blah, blah. So we make the announcement that we're shutting down. And then that's when it really took a dump. And in my mind, I'm like, this ain't it. I gotta pivot. Like, I'm not making any money. Like, I'm 39 years old, and I'm not making any money. I need to figure this out. So I remember it was on social media, and I saw like a nutrition bar type situation where they were promoting protein donuts.
Oh, okay.
The problem with the protein donut is that it was a chocolate donut. I never forget this. It was a chocolate donut with Fruity Pebbles on top. And I was like, that's such an oxymoron. Like, because although you call it a protein donut, Fruity Pebbles are filled with chemicals and dyes and sugar and all that. Like, it's the worst. It's not even, like, I know people call it breakfast, but it's not. It's just junk. It's poison. And I thought to myself, I could do better. But realizing I could do better, the reality was that I would have to bake. Right? And I'm like, nah, that's not it. But then I thought, I'm like, ooh, you know what? Because I used to do, not majorly, but I was coached to do competitive deadlifting, had a deadlifting program at my disposal, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna create a class called Deadlifts and Donuts. Okay. That's literally the only reason why I started Smitty Cakes. I was like, okay, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna bake the Smitty Cakes, or at that time it was just protein donuts. I'm gonna bake the protein donuts. I'm gonna train people to deadlift, and I'm gonna give the donuts away as breakfast for free. So it was like kind of like the incentive for them to come and deadlift with me. People start coming to deadlift, and I remember, bro, I was just baking them and serving them on paper plates. Yeah. People were coming to deadlift 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. They're going through the program, and then the class fills up because I got a 2-car garage. Class fills up. You can only watch and observe so many people deadlifting, given proper form and all that other stuff. And then the next thing you know, people are like, well, I don't want to deadlift. I just want the donuts. And the first half dozen people that told me that, I told them they can't do it. Wow. Because I wasn't. You were in. My goal was not to be a baker. Like, I was like, no. Yes, it's like, I'm a trainer. Exactly. You're going to have to deadlift. Yeah. And if you want to deadlift, then you can get the donuts. You can earn your donut. Right. And there was a shift. Okay. And the shift that took place was when I was modifying the recipe, called for vanilla extract, and that's not a secret ingredient or anything, but this is where everything shifted. I went to the grocery store, and I was looking at the price of vanilla extract, right? And mind you, this was at the start of inflation, right, during the pandemic. And in my mind, like, I remember my mom baking, I remember my grandmother baking, and they always used the real stuff. But when I walked into the grocery store, I'm looking at the price and the quantity of the real vanilla extract, and I'm looking at the price and the quantity of the artificial vanilla flavoring. I'm thinking like, okay, the way my bank account is set up, we're going with this artificial vanilla flavoring because I can get almost half a gallon for the same price as like 12 to 16 ounces of, pure vanilla extract. And so I'm in the store, I go and I grab the vanilla extract, and I kid you not, I remember just like it was yesterday. Front of the store is here, back of the store is there. I'm facing the vanilla extract. I go to grab the vanilla extract, and I turn to go put it in my shopping cart. Mind you, my grandmother has been gone since 1996. I was 15 years old. I go to grab the vanilla extract. I turn to put it in my shopping cart, and clear as day, I hear, "Don't do that, baby." Clear as day. I'm holding on to the vanilla extract. I remember I took it and sat it back on the shelf, and I'm like, what the hell did I just hear? Like, I'm looking around like there's no one in the aisle, not a soul. And so I'm like, okay, am I tripping? Whatever. I turn back and go to put it in the cart again, and then I hear, I said don't do that. And at that moment, it was like I felt the chastening of like my grandmother when like I was young, and she was like, Brian, didn't I tell you to stop running around? Like, you know what I mean? I felt that kind of energy, and I was like, am I really hearing my grandmother's voice? I called my wife, she was my fiance at the time. I called Naomi, and I'm like, hey, don't think that I'm crazy, but I just heard my grandmother's voice. Yeah. Bro, I'm sitting there in the middle of the aisle bawling. Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I know I heard my grandmother's voice. And from that very moment, bro, everything changed. Like, I didn't even, like, when this started, I was like the dude that was selling CDs out the back of his trunk. Yeah. Like, straight up. Like, we didn't have no labels. We didn't have no licensing. We didn't have, like, anything, bro. I didn't have the macros. Like, I didn't have no ingredient labels, like nothing. It was just a Bitmoji. Yeah. Do you know the cake, the chef mixing the stuff with the chef hat? That was our logo. You get that from Snapchat? Yeah. That is exactly what I got it from. The Snapchat Bitmoji, and it says Smitty Cakes going around it in a circle, and that was our original logo. Okay. And when I was in the kitchen, I could hear my grandmother's voice like, I don't know nothing about bacon, bro. Like, nothing. Yeah. Like, no, I'm talking about, like, I'm the dude that when I go to the grocery store, if the pancake mix don't say just add water, I'm not buying it. And for me to be creating something like this was, like, it was almost like out of body type stuff. Yeah. So I'd be in the kitchen, and I could hear her like a little bit more of this cinnamon, brown sugar, whatever it was. Like I wasn't even measuring stuff. I was doing stuff based on how I used to see her measuring, like in the palm of her hand or a pinch of this and all that other stuff. I wasn't even able to calculate the macros until I just started working and refining the recipe. But originally, that's how it started, bro. It literally just started with me wanting to compensate for income, getting a visit from my grandmother, and then like the rest is history.
That's wild.
Yes, it's like even to this day, it just continues to blow my mind because I never saw myself in this place.
Yeah. I'm just envisioning like her hands on your hands guiding you. You know, putting in, like this is how you're supposed to do it.
Straight up, bro. That's exactly what it was because I would, like I said, I would be in the kitchen and I could hear and feel her.
Yeah.
Like somebody could probably think I'm crazy. They may think it's weird, but that's literally how it happened because I don't know the first thing. Like I wasn't. Here's the crazy thing. One of my mentors told me before. He said everything that a tree needs is in the seed.
Yeah.
Right. So I remember sitting in the kitchen watching my grandmother bake. I remember sitting in the kitchen watching my mom bake. My mom used to make birthday cakes, like kind of like a side hustle or whatever the case may be. And all of that stuff just started bubbling up.
Wow. It's like core memories.
Like core memories, bro. Like it literally just, it was already in there. I just never exposed myself to actually letting it out to bring something to fruition. And now this is the result of that. That's what Smitty Cakes is.
Yeah. That's what's up. You know, the dumbbells and donuts one, that one stuck out to me. I just imagine a platform, people deadlifting, and you're right there next to, you know, with the fryers flipping.
I mean, but that's it. It was pretty much that, bro. Like I would bake. I would wake up. The night before, I would bake up Smitty Cakes.
Yeah.
Let them set, do their thing, boom, and then have everything prepped and ready to go. And then once the class was over, I'd go in there, add the glazes, the toppings, bam, and literally just brought them out on a paper plate, and then I'd make them a little iced coffee.
Yeah.
And they got that for free, so it was just like I was serving people breakfast when they were lifting.
Okay. So from the moment that you were moving the vanilla extract, right, and then your hands being guided to create what the Smitty Cake is, right? What was the thing that ignited for you to keep going, to just keep producing more Smitty Cakes and refining it?
I think, well, you know, there's a saying that says, you know, how you do anything is how you do everything, right? And I remember, I think it was probably the adversity.
Okay.
Because we started this in 2020, right? But from 2020 to 2022, I had in 24 months, I had 16 different surgeries.
Oh.
Right? So I had a major hernia surgery.
Okay.
And then I had 15 varicose vein procedures. Everything from fills to extractions. So you're talking about every 6 to 8 weeks I was getting put under a knife.
Yeah, what caused it?
Well, hereditarily,
Okay.
getting the varicose veins. So like when I was a personal trainer, especially probably I would say they got worse from 2017 to 2019. Bro, it would be summertime.
Yeah.
I'd have on compression socks, compression leggings, and then I'd have my shorts on. Because the circulation in my legs was so bad, like my legs would just ache. Like my legs would just hurt. And in the beginning when I was doing the Smitty Cakes, I actually had to start taking time off because it was becoming unbearable standing in the kitchen all day, preparing, baking, and all of that other stuff. Like, it was at the point one time we was shipping to 22 different states nationwide.
Wow.
Right? But when I wake up in the morning, it would take me 20 minutes sometimes to walk downstairs because I couldn't feel my legs.
Wow.
So all of the trial and tribulation, I'm like, there must be something in this. Right? Like, I need my legs to stand, and yet I'm going through all of this stuff where I'm not able to use my legs. So there's like, you know what I mean? Like in the adversity is coming. A lot of times we misguide, right? We misprescribe what adversity is. We think, oh, these things are all happening because it's not meant to be. No, it's happening to see how bad do you want it, right? And so I think the intestinal fortitude that I actually had, knowing just like focusing on like personal development and different things that I've just become accustomed to over the last, 5 to 7 years, that having to go through that adversity is what kind of built the internal muscle to say, okay, I know. And I remember my last varicose vein procedure. I honestly I prayed. I was like, look, God, just get me to 75%. Because I'm tired. Like, it was painful. I was like, just get me to 75%. And I remember I was on an operating table and they were doing extractions. And they numb your legs so you can't feel anything, but I'm laying on a table and I could feel them pulling veins out of my leg.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, bro. It's like there were 95 incisions done on this leg and 83 done on this one. And they literally just take like a needle. They make these microscopic incisions and they pull veins out of your leg. So I look to the right and it looks like ground beef, like laying on the table. And I just asked God, I was like, give me the 75%. And if you get me to 75%, I'm going to hit the ground and I'm never going to stop running. And so, like, that was it.
Yeah.
It just, in that moment, I was really kind of like at my wit's end. Because I'm like, okay, I can't keep baking. I can't build this. I'm not going to be able to, it's going to be hard to build this if every 6 weeks I'm having another procedure. So, but I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. And then the crazy part is that 2023 was the first year we were actually open for business 12 months. And the start of 2023, we moved into a new house, January 6th. January 21st, I lost my uncle, and that's the uncle who taught me how to sing. And then February 21st, I lost my father. Then later that year, in 2023, I was at a celebration. We threw a all-white party for our brand ambassadors and some of the people who had supported earlier in the year with everything I was going through with the loss of my uncle and my father within 30 days of each other.
Yeah.
So I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of celebration thing, and at that event, I had an accident. Literally the most freakish thing ever. Like, to this day, I know that it happened simply just to teach me more patience. So I'm sitting there playing ping pong with my buddy, and we may have gotten like 3 or 4 hits in, and I stepped to the right, and something happened, and I slipped. My glute went down and touched my heel, and my whole knee came out. I completely tore my patella and quadricep tendon. So I'm sitting there with my knee looks like a brachiosaurus head, and
this is at the function.
Yeah, this is at the function.
Wow.
Like, so I got all these people in the room. I'm literally laying on the ground with like something you would see out of a movie or a sporting event when somebody's leg is all disconfigured and all that other stuff. That's exactly what was going on. And that's why I say God wanted to teach me patience. So you asked me like, what? It's all of that. It's all of that adversity. All of the adversity that made me like conjure up and say, like, I'm not gonna let this get the best of me. And inside of that, like, I found this almost sickening obsession, right, with getting it done, because I know now there's something that I'm called to do, right, because it's created a platform for something much bigger than donuts. I talk about that all the time in my stories on social media, and I tell that to people all the time. And then in addition to that, there were a multitude of people who doubted.
Yeah. Okay.
And in that doubt, there were a multitude of people who turned the other way. Like I was literally in the pit. You know, you talk about losing your uncle, losing your father, and then going through the holiday season where like you can do nothing. 4 weeks, bro. For 4 weeks. No, I'm sorry. For 4 months. What am I saying? 4 weeks. I'm tripping. For 4 months, I was in a metal brace.
Yeah.
I slept on the sofa. Couldn't sleep upstairs with my wife. I bathed myself sitting on the toilet, and I sat outside in the backyard. Those were the 3 places I was able to go for 4 months.
Wow.
All of October, November, December, and January. So, you know, you ask like what helped me to keep going. It's that, bro. Like just understanding that this adversity is just a muscle.
Yeah. When you're saying patience, and like God was trying to teach you patience, what do you feel you were speeding up towards, or let's say your momentum was going so fast that that moment was like you had to face adversity again. So like, what would you say was the reason like you would have to be taught patience again?
I think the situation where like I blew my leg out. It's funny too because shout out to Oscar McBride. He is my brother and a mentor in the truest sense, in the truest form of the word. He actually was talking to me about being present. And mind you, my mother and father have been married for 44 years prior to my father passing. And going into that holiday season, because of the trajectory to where the company was going, I was scheduled to be very, very, very busy. And it would have been our family's first holiday without him. And, you know, patience is not waiting.
Just go.
No, well, what I'm saying is patience is not waiting. People think, oh, I waited, I'm exhibiting patience or I'm displaying patience. No, patience is not the ability to wait. Patience is the attitude and the demeanor you have while waiting. Right?
Gotcha.
So if you're conflicted and frustrated and waiting, you're not you're just waiting. You're not exhibiting patience. If you have peace that surpasses all understanding, where most people would say, well, I just crack under that pressure. I don't know how you're doing it. That's patience.
Yeah.
And that at its core is what God wanted to teach me, because I was losing grip of the things that mattered the most, which are who He's called me to be, unapologetically, and my loved ones. And so I went through a season, because you're growing this company. We had, sponsored athletes. Now we call them brand ambassadors, but we had sponsored athletes. I'm giving away like $750 to $1,000 worth of product every single month. We weren't even making any money. Like there was nothing like out. Everybody thought, oh, you're doing so many dollars. Yeah, I'm just giving stuff away for free. And the dynamic in which the business was being ran was kind of sucking me dry. But at the same time, I was still going. Yeah. And there was a need for me to go into a hole to see, like, you don't know who really got you until you got nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think God really wanted to, He wanted to show me, like, this is where your strength is at. This is your village. These are your people. So I had to go through that dark season to see who really had my back and who was going to be there in the midst of adversity to just, hey man, how are you doing? Because I got a big heart. And sometimes people take my meekness for weakness, right? But as the saying goes, try Jesus, don't try me. And I had to learn to be able to stand on that principle, right? Still execute grace, right? But be firm and draw my lines in the sand. And once I've done that, like the trajectory of everything we do my mental, emotional, spiritual, business, family, all that other stuff has gone to a different level.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Man, you got bars. You got bars. You got quotes for days, man. I'm sitting here just like absorbing it, like it's like hitting me in the face, like But no, like it's inspiring what you're saying. Like everything that you've gone through, and you're here to share the story. Yeah. One thing I do want to bring up, and this is a little pivot, is that we spun the wheel of 1,000 drinks.
Right.
And I sent this to you last night because my wife actually pressed the button.
Oh, okay.
Right? We I was like, hey, look, you know Brian, I want you. You know him from the past when she thought you were her personal trainer for a minute, and then she's like, "What? You just left me?" But she was like, "Oh, you just left me." But
see, that was one of the things that I didn't like about the gym environment, where they make you. I am the dude that I am, loving, caring, all that other stuff, and then I sign somebody up for personal training, and they're like, now you got to hand them off to one of the personal trainers, and everybody didn't have the care that I had, and
that's
so
what she brought up, you know, and it's funny because
I'm so sorry.
She's operating the cameras today, so let her know. But and then she joined F45, the one in Temecula, and she you crossed paths again. She's like, oh. Like, the guy that was my personal trainer, he's making Smitty Cakes now. This is what he's doing. I was like, what? Let's try it. Like, literally, she bought all 4, and they're all 4 different flavors. I forgot which ones they were, but we were, cutting up and trying it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, these are really good, right? And, so, where was I going with this story? So she spun the wheel, right? And, she took her time too.
Okay.
She took her time. She sat down. She looked at it and she said, "All right now, bam." And we got kombucha.
And I love kombucha.
Oh, you love kombucha,
bro? Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Absolutely, I love kombucha,
bro.
Absolutely, my older boys love kombucha too. And literally, I've had all of these flavors.
Oh, have you?
Every single one.
Nice. We got 4 flavors today.
Actually, the only one I haven't had is... No, I've had all of these flavors.
Oh, have you? Okay.
And I love this brand, too.
Bet.
So what do I get?
You can get any one you want.
Oh, for sure. I'm definitely going with the Pink Lady Apple. You better believe it. Yes, sir. That's it.
One.
That's mine.
For sure. And then I think I'm just going to get the guava dragon.
Can I take a sip now?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Bust this open.
Cheers. There's carbonation. I gotta just make sure I don't burp on camera. Love it.
We should have chugged it then.
That would have made for some great sound effects, especially coming from me. No, but thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Of course, man. No, I'm glad that you like to do it. I didn't get no response.
Yeah, my son had practice last night and all of that, but yeah, bro. Like honestly, there's not much that I don't like.
Yep.
Like I'm just although I am a creature of habit. When it comes, bro, you could have brought in wheatgrass.
Wheatgrass.
Yeah, you know what that is?
No, but I'm gonna add that to the wheel. So
yeah,
so
that's more because that's more of a like. If a person isn't into, health and stuff, that could be, because wheatgrass is literally, wheatgrass. Like when you go to like a juice bar or something like that, they'll have a little pallet thing of the wheatgrass, and they just literally cut the grass with scissors, and then they put it in the juicer, and it's literally like just this potent green juice, helps with antioxidants, a lot of antioxidants, digestion and stuff like that. So it's good. Wheatgrass is good for you. But it literally tastes like you're licking the inside of a lawnmower bag. But I don't mind it. So that's what I'm saying. There's probably nothing that you could have got on the drink wheel that I would have been like, oh, no, I don't drink that.
No, that's cool, though.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to add it to the wheel, though.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this explanation of wheatgrass.
There you go, right, exactly.
That
Perfect.
to the pot.
I'm game. I'll take the credit. No worries. No worries at all.
Yeah, man. But yeah, no, this is cool. This is cool, man. Like, I'm glad that we got to connect, and dude, your story is insane.
It's It's been a journey, bro.
Speaking of stories and stuff, we're here at F45 in Marietta North, which a couple months ago you told me this was the first ever place where you sold the first Smitty Cake.
Yeah, you're gonna get me emotional.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead, bro.
No.
You do it. So it's crazy because the shirt that I'm wearing says Beef It Project.
Okay.
That was to be our gym brand.
Okay.
This is what the gym was going to be called, and it's now our consulting and marketing firm. When we use that, we have an Instagram page. You can follow Beef It Project, where we highlight our community partnerships and our brand ambassadors and the impact that they make throughout the communities that they're in. Right? It's crazy because I've known Brad, who's the owner.
Okay.
And Brad and Kara, the owners of F45, both Marietta and Temecula. I've known Brad though since I first moved out here in 2009. So I've known Brad since 2009, and he and I used to work together at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Okay.
And
before the mall, or is that the mall?
No. Oh yeah. No, this was when. So this was when it was Chick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it was Chick's Sporting Goods, and then Dick's Sporting Goods was on the East Coast, originating in Pennsylvania. They came, bought out Chick's Sporting Goods, and then it converted to Dick's Sporting Goods. And then me and Brad, but I was there. I got hired like at the end as they were converting from Chick's Sporting Goods to Dick's Sporting Goods. That's when I met Brad, and then come full circle. All of a sudden, boom. My wife joins, gets a membership at 45, and it's crazy too because she was working here at 45, and I'm building a fitness brand, and a gym and all that other stuff. And it got to the point where I actually told her, I was like, hey, you're gonna probably have to stop working out at F45 because we need to grow this business. And they made her an ambassador.
Okay.
For F45. And I got 20 years sales experience, 15 years marketing experience. My wife's got 25 years customer service experience working for Southern California Edison. We have a very large pool of experience or wealth of knowledge in regards to that. So she comes in, she's an ambassador and all that other stuff. And then I actually, we had Beef It Athletics, which is a branch off from Beef It Project, which is our youth and sports performance training. So I was actually leasing and coming in here, Brad actually allowed me to come in here, and I was training I was doing sports performance training here at F45. This was before Smitty Cakes even, this was when it was it wasn't even a thing yet. And I was training people, or training youth here a couple, 2-3 days during the week.
Yeah.
And then that started to Smitty Cakes started to elevate. And so I had to kind of transition out of that. I'm sharing that all to say that I remember it was a Halloween event, right? And they obviously knew that I did the Smitty Cakes. So they asked me to come and set up a table. We were doing some iced coffees and doing the Smitty Cakes and stuff. And the way that it used to work with Smitty Cakes, it was curbside.
Okay.
Right?
In the trunk.
We started in the pandemic. It started in the trunk, right? Me just selling them, going around, sampling. Literally, I was driving all over Southern California, just giving away samples and stuff. But the original way that people would purchase is they would go to SmittyCakes.com and they would make their purchases. At the beginning, we didn't sell singles. We only sold 4-packs.
Bulks.
4-pack, half dozen, dozen. Those are the only 3 options that you had. So after doing the event at the Halloween thing, and making some transitions with structurally how we did business, they were open to, because their members fell in love with the Smitty Cakes, and then the trainers here love promoting and all that other stuff. They were the first place that we partnered with that would be able to actually offer Smitty Cakes to their members. And I remember when my father first went into the hospital, I had a conversation with Brad, and I could just feel his genuine. God's given me a very strong spirit of discernment. Like grandfather always used to say, I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night, right? And I can feel the energy and presence of where a person is coming from at their core.
Yeah.
Like if their intentions aren't right, I can feel it. And when I was talking to him, he was like, hey man, like, just at that time I was still doing the youth training here and all that other stuff. He was like, man, take your time, like whatever it is you need, we got you. And people throw that around sometimes. Hey, if you ever need anything, let us know.
Yeah.
But like he was genuine with it. Like I took some time off, and when I was ready to come back, it was right back full-fledged, being able to train folks. And then they made an announcement, matter of fact, Erica was like, breaking news, Smitty Cakes now be available at F45 and all that other stuff. The point is that like this institution has stuck with who we are and what we do from the very beginning. Like, and I'm just grateful because they are the model. Like, when I say they are the model, like, I mean that in all seriousness. No disrespect to anyone else that we're partnered with, that provides Smitty Cakes and all that other stuff. But like, they have a culture that they've created, and these aren't used cars, right? So it's not like a sales thing, but it's like the energy that goes around the product. Like I was, meeting with one of our executive ambassadors just before this podcast, and they were just talking about like who we are, the presence that we have, how we are in the community, how we are with people and all that other stuff. My wife is a beloved coach here, right? And it's just a family, bro. It's like family.
So
honestly.
She went from being an athlete to a coach.
Yeah, so she was a certified personal trainer already, but
Yeah.
she just came here as a membership. She was just coming here to work out. And then, and mind you, she was coming here to work out because for the sake of our marriage, sometimes we can't work out together. Like, because, it's like if I'm trying to train her. But nevertheless, she came here and she was just working out on the membership, and then she was kind of like an ambassador to F45, and then that kind of transitioned, she became a coach here. But they, like I said, it's kind of a full circle moment that like I'm doing this podcast at F45 Marietta North, where like this is the company that has stuck with us. And then it was crazy too, because like once they opened up Temecula, it was a no-brainer. Like, yep, Smitty Cakes are going there. Like, I didn't even have to ask about it.
Yeah.
Like, it was just more of an organic transition. So like the love and adoration that I have for this place, right, as well as the support that comes from, bro, the community, the client, the members here are like, it's insane. Like, we come out with a new flavor and they're just buying them up and they're chasing each other down in the parking lots like, no, that's my Smitty Cake. Like, but it's not anything crazy and over the top. It's just simply like, I engage with the members on social media.
Yeah.
They follow, like, it's really like ingrained in the DNA of who we are, and I'm just truly grateful for this place. I'm truly grateful for all of our partnerships with this place. Just has a special place in my heart because like they've been there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Not just supporting Smitty Cakes, right? Not just supporting me, but supporting my wife and her, going from a member to an ambassador to now being a coach to people loving and doing all that other stuff. So we're fully ingrained in the community that we felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we were able to set it up here.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy that it actually worked out that way. Because I was definitely, whether we were here or not, I was going to end up talking about the video because
For sure.
they're the first ones.
Yeah.
They're the first ones that said yes. Like, literally, when I'm telling you, like, I've gone to other gyms, even in the beginning. And maybe it was because honestly, I don't even know why. But, what's meant for you is meant for you, what's not is not, right? And I'm fully confident in that, and I don't wear my emotions on my sleeve. Business is business and personal is personal. They have been fully supportive. Where other places we walked in and they're like, oh, well, how much are they? What's the price point of this and this and that? Oh no, we don't want to do that. We get this much profit margin on waters. Well, you're comparing a water bottle to something that's inspired through the spirit of my grandma. That I put my blood, sweat, and tears into, and so it's not. They don't even equate. They're not the same, right? And it's less about profit margins and all that other stuff, and more about the quality of the product and what goes into it, and what it represents. And they fully embrace that. And where, like, literally, other gyms are just like, no, 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 no. They were the first yes, and they've stuck with us through thick and thin. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. What is in a Smitty Cakes? Not the ingredients, but like if someone says, "Hey, what's a Smitty Cake?" What are you using?
World's best protein donut.
Okay.
With no hesitation. And I don't say that from a place of conceit or arrogance. It's like I said before, you are whatever you repeatedly do. And I am for certain, God told me that we would make the world's best protein donut. I equate it to him calling David to be a king when he was a shepherd boy. Him asking Noah to build an ark when it had never rained. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people thought Noah was a lunatic. You're building an ark for what? It's never rained.
Yeah.
Why are you building an ark? A flood? Ha ha ha! Like, it had never rained on the earth. And here is a man building the size of 3 football fields an ark. Right? David is tending to sheep. God told him he would be king. He's a shepherd boy. Why would you, why would the normal person believe that? So it takes an extraordinary amount of faith, right? And I didn't say it, but once I believed it and he showed me, then I had to say it. It's like Muhammad Ali, right? Muhammad Ali's first fight against Sonny Liston, he said, I'm the greatest. He said, I'm going to beat this joker. I'm going to show you who I am.
Yeah.
And what did he do? He beat Sonny Liston, won the heavyweight championship, and he is declared as one of, if not the greatest boxer that ever lived.
Yeah, he manifested it.
And that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
Because now everyone who tries him is like, oh my God, I've never tasted anything like this. And no knock on anybody that does protein donuts or anything else. You got your lane, we got ours, we're just the best at it. Like,
I like that.
I like that. That's it. I don't look to the left or look to the right for competition. I look there for inspiration. Competition, comparison is a thief of all joy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Bars, bro.
I'm
right, man.
It's I wasn't always like this, dude. 2017, bro. I tried to take my life right here on the 15 freeway.
Right here?
Yeah.
Why?
Just going through life. I call it the 3 Ds. I went through a divorce. I was depressed and I was in a state of despair, right? And I really just was like, 2017 to 2019, there was so much going on in my life. A lot of it's a blur. I'm just being honest with you. From a trauma standpoint, just different things. A severe amount of depression. And I tried to drive myself off the road. I envisioned going off the off-ramp and accelerating to the point where I could get my car to drive off and then crash into the bridge so my car would blow up. Like, that's what I wanted to do. Wow. Like, I was in I remember I was getting on and off the freeway from Rancho, California, all the way to Wildomar Trail, this next exit right here, literally, like, trying to rip my steering wheel off so the car could just lose control. Like, I was in a rage, screaming, hollering, crying at God, like yelling, cussing, and literally trying to rip my steering wheel off. Now, it never worked, obviously, but I was at that point, right? And so, just, that's on top of all the other stuff, you know what I mean? Like, that was the first thing, the straw that broke the camel's back in me. After I wasn't able to drive myself off the road, I really just started working on me. God started working on me, but I started working on me.
Yeah.
Because, draw near to God, He will draw near to you, it says in James. we gotta draw first. His hand's always there, but we gotta draw. Like, you can't get it. You can't. If a hand is reaching down for you, you have to reach up to get it. You can't just keep your hands at your side because you're not gonna get the hand. So you gotta reach up. Hand's always there, but you don't know until you reach up. That's kind of what I did.
From those 2 years that you were going through everything, what was the moment that you reflected and said, I can do more, I got more, or was there someone there to help you go through it? Do you have that support, or what was the moment that essentially was the click to keep moving forward?
Essentially, the click was really just like being at the bottom.
Okay.
Honestly, like it's like, okay, it's not getting any worse than this. Like you smoking weed every day, all day. So I found myself where like that was a vice that I couldn't, like, I was constantly like, well, I'm feeling this man, just get high.
Yeah.
I'm feeling this man, just get high. Like, and then, crazy enough, both me and my wife were going through a separation at the time. And she actually spoke life into me. Like, there was someone who was willing to speak life into me, even though you could, because I'm the life of the party, be honest with you, bro. I got a lot of energy. If I walk into a room, I can, at that time I could fake it till I make it, but now it's true joy, right? Happiness is like fireworks. It comes and it goes, it fades, and then afterwards there's nothing but smoke and trash and ash. But joy is the internal and eternal, right? And I have joy now, but she was the one, right? I literally was just her trainer at that time. And she going through what she was going through what I was going through. We can kind of confided in each other, and it made me believe, right? I didn't need it, but it was necessary. It was helpful because there were just little seeds that were planted. And then through me taking the action steps, like I intentionally, like towards the part of my training career, I intentionally took on a client, as crazy this is, at 4 a.m.
Oh. Dang.
Like, I was like, oh yeah, I'll train you at 4 a.m. because now I got to get up at 2:30 in the morning, at least 3 o'clock, because the gym's 20 minutes away. It takes about an hour to get ready, so I need at least an hour and a half. So, okay, I got to get up at 2:30 in order to train this person at 4 a.m., like be at the gym before 4 a.m. because the session starts at 4, right?
Yeah.
So, and in that time, that's when I started exercising my demons. Like, who's up in the house at 2:30 in the morning? No one.
Mm-hmm.
3 o'clock? No one. So I got to read my word. I got to pray. I got to read, listen to podcasts, personal development, all that other stuff. And so I just started exercising those demons. So I made the sacrifice on sleep to work on me.
Yeah.
And that is why, like, you used to be like, oh, you'd be dropping bars, but bro, literally, it's just a manifestation of like all of this stuff that's been deposited in me. I took on mentors.
Mm-hmm.
I allowed myself to be like, okay. My grandfather always used to say, he said, son, there's enough in this world that you don't know to build 2 others like it. So I focused on being a forever student, and inside of being a forever student, I'm like, okay, there are people, like, I never want to hang around a person that doesn't have a portion of their life that I would want to attain, right?
Yeah.
And by doing that, I took on mentorship, and the mentorship are people who made more money, were in better shape, or had better relationships, whatever the case may be, and then I absorbed every single thing. Like, I listened and listened and listened and listened and took it all in and then put it into work, put it in action.
That's what's up. Dang.
It's not an easy process, but you gotta sink or swim, bro.
Yeah.
Like life, you gonna have to sink or swim. Like it is not going to be easy. There are no paved roads. This is not Oz. There's no yellow brick road, right? It is going to be whatever you choose for it to be. But once you make a decision, that's the thing. We make choices. We don't make decisions. And what I mean by that is like people will make choices like, oh, this is what I'm going to eat today. This is where I'm going to work out. But they don't decide. Decide in Latin, the word means to cut off. And when you decide, you side with what it is you want most versus what it is that's convenient. And when you side, I talked about earlier, drawing the lines in the sand, bro. Once I draw a line in the sand, you can ask my wife, bro, I'm the most consistent person in regards to that. Once I draw a line in the sand, I don't turn.
Yeah.
Jesus drew a line in the sand. He said, he who has no sin cast the first stone. I'm flawed in many ways, in many forms, but once I draw a line in the sand in regards to a standard, I don't waver with it. And that didn't happen overnight. It took time, but once it happened, it's like I'm not going back because I know what going back felt like. I know what the rock bottom felt like. I know the frustration and the tears and all the other things that went in my mind as I'm trying to drive myself off the freeway. Like I know what it feels like smoking weed and to the point where I don't even know what's going on because like I don't have an income.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you about to be 40 years old and you're not even really making any money. What is going on? My kids deserve more. My wife deserves more. My family deserves more. My mom deserves more. Like, so when people taste Smitty Cakes, bro, you not tasting protein. You're not tasting almond flour. You're not tasting oat flour. I can go through all the ingredients. Like, you're not tasting that, right? You're tasting my life's work, like my testimony inside of something that reaches your palate, bro. And I made a conscious decision that Smitty Cakes was going to be about people having an experience. So I'm not just whipping and baking just to be like, ooh, protein donuts. No, I'm here to give people an experience. And through the experience, if they choose to interact with our social media and get to know who I am at my core, then they understand what that experience is and then it equates. Like I remember a lady here at F45. I was dropping off, doing the thing, and then I was walking out. She's like, hey, can I ask you something? She said, do you pray over these? Out of the blue. And I'm like, I was taken back for a second. And I was like, yeah, I do. She's like, I could tell. My mom always used to tell me. She's like, you can tell when somebody puts their all into something and they pray over it. And, like, yeah, so that's it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much more.
It's a lot of love in it.
Bro, like, I've been in the kitchen, literally. Breaking down, grieving, grieving my father in the midst of preparing orders. And still have to complete it.
Yeah.
So being able to build that muscle has, like, just, it's like Teflon, bro. Nothing's getting through.
Yeah.
Like, I have a conscious decision to guard my heart, protect my mind, and I'm not perfect at it, but make sure that my words give life. Because reciprocity says it's going to come back. You reap what you sow. So when people follow Smitty Cakes, when they have a Smitty Cake, like they're getting all of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as a bonus, it just happens to be gluten-free. Like, I mean, that's like just the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's also that when someone else likes it, they have the energy for someone to be like, hey, you have to try this. You know what I mean? My wife had it, and she was like, dude, you got to try this. she's like, I don't just know him. You know, like these are actually good.
Nah,
So-
my grandmother used to sit back at Thanksgiving. My mom too. Shout out to my mom. Mom, I love you. They get a joy.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife too. Shout out to my wife. I love you. There's a joy that comes in preparation, because when you put your heart and soul into something, it's not that if people don't like it, you're gonna change what you do. But there's a the only thing that I can explain is like getting mushrooms in Mario Brothers. You
Okay.
see like
You just-
small Mario,
Yep.
and then he gets the mushrooms like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo,
Yeah.
and then he grows a little bit. So your faith and your belief grow a little bit, right? Ultimately, it comes from him, but the energy that you get, right, from people enjoying something. So my grandmother would sit back at Thanksgiving. I just use Thanksgiving because this is when she prepared the most amount of food, right?
Mhm.
Thanksgiving time, and it was just the joy in her face. Oh my God, this is so good! Like, we ran out of peach cobbler, and she'd just be sitting back with a big old smile, because she's like, I know everybody enjoyed it because there's nothing left,
Yeah.
right? The day after Thanksgiving or 2 days after Thanksgiving, I remember things like, and these are the core memories that are
Exactly.
with me when I'm baking. I remember my grandmother taking the turkey, sitting at the head of her table with her china cabinet behind her, a jar of Miracle Whip, and some mustard with a butcher knife, and slicing turkey just to make us turkey sandwiches that stick to the roof of the mouth.
Mm.
Like, those are the core memories. Those are the things that are in my heart. My grandmother always said, she said, never eat food from an angry person, because their energy and spirit goes into that meal. So when it comes to baking Smitty Cakes and just doing these things, like, I tell my kids and wife, everybody, hey, no, don't talk, no, I'm baking. Like, don't interrupt. I'm doing something. Like, I'm counting. I'm baking. I'm in the energy. Like, you got a question, you got to save it for after I'm done. Like, don't bring up a topic, anything that I got to think about, because it takes me off the wave pattern that I'm in right now while I'm trying to execute it. And it's kind of like the relentless attitude that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant have around basketball.
Yeah.
It's a Mamba mentality, I guess you could say. So, and that's I'm intentional with, like, staying that way, almost to the point where people may think it's psychotic, but it's here.
Yeah.
And when people eat a Smitty cake, they enjoy it.
Mhm.
The only person who's ever not enjoyed a Smitty cake was somebody who was hating for some reason. I'm just keeping it a buck, like, like, you know what I
They
mean?
want to hate it but can't.
Right, you're right. They want to hate it, but can't it just taste it like that? Nah. But that's it.
So let everyone know where they can find Smitty Cakes, how they can contact you, all the things that you need to plug for Smitty Cakes.
Bet.
That's your camera, or just
Okay.
talk to me. Yeah.
So if you want to have your taste buds blessed like never before, simply go to smittycakes.com. You can check out the walk-in locations, and any of those walk-in locations, obviously call the walk-in location nearest to you, verify what their hours of operation are, and any one of them will be glad to service you and get you set up with your variety of Smitty Cakes. Other than going into our direct locations, make sure you follow us on Instagram at Smitty Cakes, and you will see where we have local pop-up events and things of that nature going on throughout Southern California. Follow us on Smitty Cake or at Smitty Cakes, and watch our stories, because when we release new flavors and all those different things, all that stuff is done through our social media platform. Just a quick plug. The newest flavor that we are getting ready to release within the next 2 weeks is going to be a white chocolate raspberry crumble. So stay tuned for that one, because it's literally going to blow your mind. And I'm just grateful to be able to bless Taste Buds and do something that impacts the community. So be sure to check us out. I guarantee you, your Taste Buds will love it.
For sure. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks for coming on the podcast,
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for having
Yes,
me.
sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to the Beverage Club podcast. Remember, every day we drink something. Stay with Fun facts, you took Michaela's flavor
Oh, did?
Yeah, I didn't want to say nothing. No, because I didn't want to ruin. I didn't be like, oh no, I'll drink this one. No, it was funny because I said we were going over there, and I was saying, oh, what flavor should we get? Because like they got a lot.
Yeah.
And then she goes, the pink lady is the one, and I'm like, oh, okay, we'll bring that.
That is it.
And
I
you're
like
like-
apples, so that's why.
That's what's up.
And then of course I have some Smitty Cakes here, so
Oh heck yeah.
let me know.
Show everyone what a Smitty cake looks like.
We got brown butter pound cake. Oh, so we got blueberry crumble, strawberry cheesecake, brown butter pound cake, butter pecan cream, or banana nut chocolate chip.
Wait, what?
Which flavor do you want?
All of them.
Well,
No, whichever one's good. Yeah,
Whichever, okay.
whichever one you would recommend. This is your recommendation. I'm gonna show everybody.
Okay, so, gosh, that's hard to do. Because honestly, it depends on what I'm pairing with. I know that sounds crazy.
Ooh, pairing. Okay. What can you pair with kombucha?
So we do have a wine pairing list.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay.
I've gone to wineries and paired them with different wines and stuff. So, but if I'm having coffee,
Yeah. Oh, what if you're having kombucha?
if I'm having kombucha, I would probably go with the blueberry crumble or the strawberry cheesecake.
Ooh.
And I do those if I'm having kombucha, or if I'm having a juice, or I'm having tea. The brown butter pound cake, honestly, no. And then the banana nut chocolate chip, you could probably do that one with kombucha.
Kombucha?
So strawberry, blueberry, or banana nut chocolate chip.
I'll do the blueberries.
Blueberry?
Yeah, because my daughter loves blueberries,
Perfect.
and she goes, "Boo boy, boo boy." So this is for my daughter, but she's not gonna be able to eat this.
Okay, which
Right
one do
now,
you think
'cause I'ma
wifey
eat it.
Which one do you think wifey would want?
Michaela, which one do you think you would want? Brown sugar,
All right.
and she's gonna get a brown sugar shaken
brown
espresso.
Butter, the brown butter pound cake? Brown butter pound cake, I got you, for sure.
So this is a Smitty cake. This is a Smitty cake right here. Blueberry crumble. Made in a home kitchen. They got permit numbers issued in Riverside County. Got all your ingredients, so you can see what we got here. You know what I mean?
It's good stuff.
All right. We're gonna do a taste test. Oh, you even got the dates on here.
Yeah, the expiration dates, yeah.
So on camera, we're about to do this pairing.
You want me to open it up for you?
Oh, I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. All right, we in there.
What you got there?
Health Aid kombucha with guava dragon fruit
Really nice.
with a blueberry
Oh,
crumble
yeah, that's gonna
Smitty cake.
go good.
Ooh. Okay. How do you do it? Do you take a bite and then sip, or should I dip?
this-
Should I dip it? No, I'm just kidding.
No, definitely not. But because of the carbonation,
Okay.
I would probably take a sip first,
Okay.
because you don't want to like sip it while you're chewing on it, because then so just take a sip first, and then go ahead and
Take a bite.
take a bite.
Bro.
There it is.
Bro.
Every time somebody has a reaction, that is the exact same. I don't know. Somebody said it sounds like an evil laugh, like but that's it. That's and that's the new and improved blueberry crumble, because we had that last year.
Yeah.
Because all of our
Why am
flavors
I
are
crying,
seasonal.
bro?
Huh?
Oh man.
Yeah, so we changed it to where we actually do blueberries. See, blessing your taste buds and your spirit.
Bro.
Yeah. So
Oh
we
my
do we bake the blueberries into the crumble now. So
I can't make that up. Oh my god. And you got this on camera too.
well, hey,
Oh my god, bro.
that is that's blessing my soul, bro. I appreciate you.
You did that, man.
Absolutely, man.